We'll go to Kristi Noem. She's very disappointed, guys. Sorry, she's not very disappointed. She's extremely disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed in that makeup job.
Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem joins us from
Dems back the mob, blame the badge. No, I don't think they're jumping on the Portland police or anything like that. And insofar as I know, National Guard troops don't have a badge at all.
The Portland ICE facility. All right, Secretary, you just heard the governor call you a little girl playing dress up. What do you
Yeah. DHS Barbie.
say to that?
He keeps throwing out insults. I wish he would just defend the people that he's responsible for. And that.
Well, he is. He really is. He's responsible for the people in Illinois. And as the governor, he has to actually strike a workable balance and try to keep civil unrest from building. And you are throwing flame on the fire intentionally. By the way, while not accomplishing anything of merit, none of the arrests that they have come up with, none of the people that they have gotten require a National Guard presence at all. For real. Or even, quite frankly, ICE teams going in anywhere.
That is what is shocking to me about these leftist politicians, just how they ignore the
Yeah, Pritzker's a leftist.
people who elected them, jeopardize their safety, and continue to disrespect our law enforcement officers. So
Pritzker tells Noem to grow up. Ouch.
one of the things I've been dealing with all day here in Portland is a bunch of
Voodoo Donuts. I know Tara Dublin says they're not good, but they're very good.
pansies that are
I'm not a donut connoisseur by any means, but they've always been lovely people when I've gone there. The staff has been terrific.
elected into political office who won't make a decision to keep their citizens safe. I'm proud.
Well, what he's doing is attempting to keep his citizens safe because you're fomenting more violence.
Out of our federal law enforcement officers, they're absolute rock stars in the face of this kind of opposition, and we're going to continue to get them the resources they need to get the bad guys off the streets, Jesse.
All right, well, you flew into Portland today.
Pink smoke? That's rude. Sorry, did Benny fart? That's just rude. I apologize.
Hey, I'm sure you met with a lot of big.
Look at that. These guys are retreating. And all these people standing on the other side of the line saying mean things.
Shots. How did the meetings go? Did you speak to the mayor of Portland?
Yes, Mayor Kombucha.
Well, as soon as I landed, I met with the governor. She came
Look at this dude filming a music video.
and met me at the airport.
Okay, wait till the smoke starts to clear, and I'll cue you and turn around, and then we'll start on the downbeat.
And every question that we asked as far as safety and security here, she deferred to her chief of police, said that I would meet with him later in the day. So I did. When I got to the ICE facility, I met with him and also the superintendent of the state police.
Wait a fucking second. Sorry. Somebody's there in a fucking wheelchair. Clearly, an electric wheelchair for someone who is completely paralyzed. That's a medical bag on the back of them. That person, and by the way, kudos to them for fucking showing up. Holy shit. You think other people have a hard time marching and protesting? And sorry, this is what you were terrified of? A hippie in an American flag who basically fell through a hole in time from, the 1960s, and a paralyzed activist in a fucking wheelchair. By the way, staying on their side of the line.
I told them what we wanted. We wanted more security here at the building, a bigger buffer zone to keep our officers safe. We wanted to have their streets opened up again and not let the anarchists run this city anymore.
They don't run the city.
We would ask them to continue to back us up like we've been asking for.
Like these guys are backing up?
Instead of what they've been doing the last several months, which is just leaving our officers hang out to dry. The chief asked if I wanted to meet with the mayor, and I
Were they wet?
said absolutely. Came back and just met with the mayor, and I'm so extremely disappointed. He's continuing to play politics.
And kudos to the person in the wheelchair for, I guess,
Did not commit to any of
are
those
they
promises.
was I mistaken? Were they videoing, or is that just the control arm for their wheelchair?
And said that he'd give me an answer by tomorrow, and I'm hopeful that he will. What I told him is that if he did not follow through on some of these security measures for our officers, we were
Okay, that was Sunday.
going to
That's when by the way, that's when somebody stepped over the line intentionally, and that's the only time they go into the crowd and snatch people, and then they arrest them. If you stay on the other side of the line, they can't and don't. And occasionally people who are just feeling froggy tend to jump, and then they'll snatch you up.
cover him up with.
And it helps, and all it does ever is give them footage that they can show that, that makes them feel like they're, see, our officers are being attacked.
More federal resources, and that we were going to send 4 times the amount of federal officers here so that the people of Portland could have some safety. They could have some security.
They have plenty of safety and security, you asshole. Literally, what they need is like addiction resource centers and shelter for homeless people. They need housing in Portland. That would solve all their problems. And even then, the problem that Portland has is they legalized all drugs, and then they had a drug tourism problem. And those people don't have the resources to leave now that the law has been changed. That's what happened as far as the volume of people living homeless in Portland. Because I saw an interview the other day of a guy who, he said he's homeless, lives on the street, and he's like, yeah, most of the people that are around here now aren't from here. They showed up when they legalized shit. And they're just camping because they got, they're homeless. They used up everything they had getting here so they could use in public. And then that had to be shut down because they were keeling over on park benches.
See, we went and got a sex offender off the streets here in Portland that had been violating minors. And we're going to bring him to justice. And this Portland.
He was on the streets, was he? Yep. He was on the streets. And and by the way, have you reported this to the sex offender that is your boss?
Mayor tried to brag about him making our streets safer. No, absolutely not. It is our federal CBP and ICE officers that are cleaning up this city. And every single day they're going to stay dedicated.
Sorry, you can't catch 3 people without all this shit?
To doing that.
So none of these officials.
3.
Thanked you for getting these pedophiles off the street?
No. You misheard her. Pedophile. One. Pam Bondi could get a lot of pedophiles, plural, off the fucking streets. You know how? Release the Epstein files.
They said that they were glad that that was happening, but that they weren't going to change their posture. They're continuing to. Here's the deal, Jesse, is they're more scared of the anarchists that are down on the street right now yelling horrible, horrific threats at our officers than they are.
Well, that's a new thing brought about by you. Again, why the fuck would you need this kind of a size and posture? Why would you need this many fucking people to catch 3 people? For real. Apparently, by the way, that nobody will miss. If they're there, go get them. But I don't know why Biden, fucking Bush was able to do shit like this. Obama certainly was. We're able to do these things, get these kind of people off the streets without like a fucking army.
Of the officers.
Noem pays Portland a visit.
Or the people that live in this city. Right next to this building is an apartment building filled with people who deserve to be able to come in and out of their building safely. I asked the mayor.
Right. So fuck off, and those people won't gather there anymore.
Here, I said, do you get to go home at night and walk from your car into your building and do so safely? Do you get to drive to work and be safe while you do that? I said, those people don't get the opportunity to do that. My federal.
No. Don't tell me what you said. Tell me what they said.
Law enforcement officers don't get to do that. They get threats and doxxed, and their families get threatened every day. Why don't they deserve what you get, Mr. Mayor? And he said, well, we're going to continue to talk about solutions, and we'll let you know when we do.
So she just breezed past the people she allegedly talked to at the apartment building next door. No quotes from those people who have to live with this shit because it wasn't like that before you assholes showed up.
And
the ICE facility's always been there.
That's just not acceptable.
Yeah, he
I'm not going
doesn't-
to accept that. The president's not going to accept
he
that. We're
doesn't-
going to take it.
Now play that video again. The third time this thing has happened over and over again. This is basically another group. This is the same clip from Sunday. Again, if this was such a war zone, you would never need to play the same clip twice.
He doesn't have solutions. If he had a solution, this wouldn't have been going on for so long.
They do have a solution. The solution is get rid of the National Guard troops guarding the ICE facility because it's unnecessary, and don't flood the place with don't drive down the streets in military vehicles when you just randomly looking for people to that look vaguely Hispanic.
We also played sound. Did you hear Senator Padilla say he did not storm at you?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, we have it on video.
Yeah, he absolutely did storm at me. Yes, I know. He absolutely.
Oh, you just want to stand there and ask a question. You didn't storm at her. Jesus Christ. Get the fuck out of here. They started moving him out as he started asking the question. He just wanted to stay in the room. He didn't storm at you.
He did storm at me, in fact.
You okay?
He hit the ground, and because of how he attacked me that day. So.
No, he didn't. He hit the ground because of you didn't want to hear his question. He was in the room and had a right to be in the room. You had goons carry him out, and he resisted so he could get his question out.
It's hard to deny.
He didn't attack them. If he's storming you, if he's there comfortable storming you, then aren't those guys your jackbooted thugs? So why wouldn't he just punch him and go straight for you?
The video evidence.
Because that's not what he was doing.
Do you think that might lead to people attacking ICE officers? Just kind of that
Yeah, that whole hands up thing where he was like, once he was done talking and he's doing like this, then he hit the ground when his hands were up like this. Yeah, it does this kind of thing.
performance by a public official,
Why wouldn't you start at the lunge? Why does the clip? And this is curious. Jesse Waters, who is full of shit and has caterpillars on his forehead. Why would you start the clip with the other guy's hands already on him? If he lunges, right? Why wouldn't you start at the lunge? It's a simple question, right? Yeah, it's simple enough. No?
ICE officers, just kind of that performance by a public
There it is. See, the guy's already got his hands on his shoulders and all this stuff.
official.
See that? He's being pushed backwards by this guy. He's not lunging. And if he did lunge, and you've got video evidence, show the lunge. Asshole.
Months later, you see ICE agents under assault. They're getting spit at. They're getting rammed.
No, you
They're getting rammed.
should see the conversations outside. They're threatening their lives. They're saying Molotovs melt ice. They're talking about using weapons of destruction against our officers.
So, I don't know. Well, I guess we have freedom of speech, but not freedom of talk. It's not the same thing.
And then these
And by the way, those are threats of violence. And yeah, if they say that, arrest them. It's a threat of violence. That's not about protest. That's a threat of violence. Goodbye.
politicians stand up and say, well, we just need to talk some more. Listen, this mayor is going to wait until somebody gets violently hurt or killed. He's going to have blood on his hands because he sat around and thought too long because he was too scared of the political ramifications of making a big decision to keep his city safe.
Sorry, so there wouldn't be political ramifications to people getting killed? Interesting.
That's my concern, is that you've got so many people here in Portland playing politics. They don't realize they're up against
Oh, you mean the politicians?
professional terrorists. Antifa-affiliated individuals are outside this building right now shouting death to my law enforcement officers while the mayor drives home and probably has a fancy dinner tonight and goes to sleep in his cushy bed.
Wait, no, there are no cushy beds. Where's my picture of Portland? I know I have it somewhere. Hold on. There's got to be, let's see. Is in the downloads, really? Yeah. I gotta show it in here. I do have a picture of it. Let's see. I'll find it. Don't you worry. All right, hold on. I need this one as a list. Date added. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. It was a screenshot, that's why. I know. Okay, hold on. Because I had to do it that way. One of these days, I'll have my shit organized properly. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. I have a lot of things in my screenshot stuff. It's hilarious. Nope. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I haven't seen this one in a long time. There's this point that I made before that Jeffrey Epstein's mansion was a 7-minute drive from Trump Tower. And then his house in West Palm Beach was a 4-minute car ride from Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. All right, go ahead.
Just not acceptable, and I'm so glad that isn't going to continue to happen in President Trump's America.
All right. Yeah, the same thing happened in Seattle with Chop or Chaz. They waited and they waited, then someone got murdered, and then they had to clean it up. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us. And
yeah, there's no Chopper Chaz in Portland, asshole.
Continue to do a great job and stay safe.
Dude, fantastic job. Fantastic job. Yeah, pile of horseshit.